And guess what? I'm not apologizing for nothing. You ain't gonna catch me apologizing for nothing. The last time I apologized was never. So, y'all can come and try to touch me all y'all want. Shoot me if you want. I don't give a fuck.
From sugar to shh. You know it's bad when your parents can't even co-sign your behavior. Ryan Garcia's very own flesh and blood, the people that brought him into this world, have now released a public statement. And they're pretty much condemning Ryan Garcia for statements he made. In case you live under a rock, Ryan Garcia, he jumped out the window. He started saying racially motivated racist things. He started talking about people's religion. It's ugly. He completely crashed out. Now you have Ryan Garcia's parents who they see how bad this is going to get and the backlash he's receiving. So they're trying to calm it down, but it's looking a little too late. But I'm still going to make the video. Let's go. So this message, this memo was sent to WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman. Now, I already made a video about it. Mauricio Sulaiman said enough is enough, basically. Ryan Garcia, there's an expulsion. The WBC boxing, they have expelled Ryan Garcia, says, you know, they're officially cutting the umbilical cord. Ryan's on his own. We do not condone what Ryan Garcia has done. And I think that's everyone's sentiments. You got a lot of beta males, and the beta males, they're trying to convolute situations like Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight with what Ryan Garcia said, which literally has nothing to do with that fight specifically, has nothing to do with boxing. Ryan is saying things that nobody can condemn. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Your boy Ego ain't never rocked with discrimination of any sort, of any type. This is not a game, this is not a joke. You're dealing with real life, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with religions, and we don't tolerate it. I have a zero tolerance policy for that type of outright overt racism. I've always stood for that and fought for that. Ryan Garcia, he out of here. You know, I don't know what kind of drugs or whatever he got going on, but it's ugly. Now, let's get into what his parents had to say. So they sent this to the WBC. It says, "Dear friend, Lisa, Ryan Garcia's mother, called me and we had a long conversation. She is asking the media to please post her and her husband's statement. I hope you can." And it says, and I quote, "Our son has recently made statements that do not align with his or our family's true character or beliefs. Our family unequivocally does not support any statements he has made regarding race or religion. These do not reflect who Ryan truly is and how he was raised. Those who know Ryan can attest to this fact. Ryan has been open about his ongoing struggle with mental health over the years. And as a family, we are committed to ensuring and encouraging that he receives the necessary help to navigate this very challenging time and address both his immediate and long-term well-being. We appreciate the continued support, prayers, and compassion, Lisa and Henry." End quote. So like I said at the beginning, you know it's bad when Ryan's own parents, they can't even go on the ledge and say like, we rocking with Ryan Garcia. So it's funny to see people, you know, pointing the fingers and stuff like that. The only person who is guilty of anything is Ryan Garcia. He's the one that tested positive. He's the one that's saying the foul and saying all these things that are offensive to multiple groups of people. Race, racially motivated, religion. He's the one that did it. So although his parents are trying to help, I don't think this helps, because Ryan Garcia, he gonna have to learn the hard way. And I don't know if it's gonna require a boycott, but he's crossed the line. Again, we have a zero tolerance policy for this type of discrimination. Everybody who is in boxing should be pretty much on the same page, unless you're a racist and you actually condone the behavior. And there are some of those people. But right here, we're not rocking with that. Every piece of content, I still stand by everything that I said regarding the fight. I think it's a lose-lose for Devin. None of that stuff changes. But this right here, this ain't even about boxing. This is deeper than boxing. and we're not condoning it. So Ryan Garcia, he's gonna have to learn the hard way. I think, unfortunately for people like Ryan Garcia, you give them an inch and they take a mile. And when they feel like they keep, getting away or the public's backing them, they just start feeling invincible. I've seen this. I watch a lot of true crime. So even famous serial killers, I'll have you know, there's a lot of serial killers who have had run-ins with the law, and had the law looked into it, they would have been able to actually apprehend the person and convict the person, and the string of 187s would have never occurred if they were arrested promptly. A person that comes to mind is Jeffrey Dahmer. And let's be real, it happens a lot of times when it's a white serial killer. There was literally a situation where police were called. Some guy was running out of the apartment of Jeffrey Dahmer naked. I think he was Indonesian or something. And it was a kid, it was a minor. And the police were called. Jeff Dahmer told them some story. And then they released the kid back to Jeffrey Dahmer's custody. And the kid was screaming bloody murder, screaming for his life. And they just took Jeff Dahmer's word for it. And then Jeffrey Dahmer ended up actually 187 unaliving the guy. So had they responded to it, if the cops weren't racist or whatever, and had they responded to it correctly to get the other guy's side of the story, then the whole legacy of Jeffrey Dahmer could have been avoided. And there's a lot. I study serial killers. I know it sounds macabre and morbid, but I study serial killers and true crime. There's a lot of people like that where they had all these run-ins, and they even went to prison and then got out on good behavior and stuff like that. Just all this weird stuff. Perhaps if this would have been looked into better, then this never would have happened, and some of these serial killers would have got caught before they went on these sprees and became notorious killers. But we know what time it is, the complexion for the protection. And I think Ryan Garcia has a lot of leeches around him. I think his entourage, they enable the behavior. But now Ryan's gotten himself into some his own parents can't condone. That's how you know it's bad. He's getting expelled from the WBC. He's already punished from boxing, and he can't compete for a year. Who knows what's next? And here's the danger for a person like Ryan Garcia. He sounds unhinged. He sounds unstable. He sounds like he dabbles in substance abuse. And his family could say whatever they want and try to nice it up for the public. Oh, we didn't raise him like this. But the reality is he's a grown man and he's acting like this. So I've said it. A lot of people have said it. Ryan Garcia was headed in the wrong direction on a downward spiral. And now they say that inactivity or idle time is the devil's play place. Ryan Garcia, how can he's only been suspended. Literally, the judgment came out probably less than a month ago, and he already can't keep himself out of the negative news cycle. So imagine having 8 more months, 9 more months or whatever until you can even fight again. Ryan's career could very well be over. When I'm looking at him in these videos that he's posting little like on the bag, but that don't mean nothing. That don't mean you're doing a full workout, things like that. But as I stated, both Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, they look big. They look big for the division. So who knows if either one of the guys can make 140 pounds, because right now Ryan's walk around weight, he looks huge. I remember he was at the Gervonta Davis fight when Davis knocked out Frank Martin, and then he came up to the ring to congratulate Tank and got on the apron. And Leonard Ellerbe was like, you see how big this guy is? He looked like 200 pounds. So Ryan Garcia, he don't look like he's managing his weight. And especially if he's drinking alcohol, it doesn't look like he can control his alcohol. And alcohol, depending on what he's drinking, if it's beer, you got to deal with yeast and you got to deal with carbs. You got to deal with sugar. The sugar intake is ridiculous in alcohol. So I don't really expect much for Ryan Garcia going forward. He might come out of this thing looking washed, just being honest. And it seems like he's not getting any better. Then he's double downing on it and saying he ain't apologizing. So let's have it. Let's play this game. I'm with it. Crash out, crash all the way out. Keep doing it, keep saying it, and we're gonna see how dark it gets. But let's be clear. You make your bed, you got to lie in it. I don't want to hear tough talk and say you're untouchable and you don't care about penalties and consequences. Only God can judge me and I don't fear no man and all that. When they start taking away your livelihood, we gonna see. That's all I'm gonna say is we gonna see. Ryan Garcia is playing a very dangerous game. He's getting arrested. He's saying things that he's saying he's untouchable and he can't be touched. I would hate to be Ryan's security guard. And I said this before he even crashed out and said the N-word and said this foul stuff about Muslims. But I would hate to be a security guard for Ryan Garcia. And I actually said it on the video that I made about Caleb Plant's wife, Jordan Plant, allegedly suing Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia is an endangerment to his own security team. Just imagine if you had to protect, like imagine if you were Secret Service, right? And your job was to protect the president of some country. And the president was Tekashi 6ix9ine. And Tekashi 6ix9ine was starting wars and beefs with other nations and other countries and had all these people after them. And you got to protect this person and be willing to take a bullet for this president per your job. That would be, you would be like, yo, Prez, you got to chill. You're putting the whole team, the whole security team at risk. That's literally what Ryan Garcia is doing. Saying the N-word and saying this and that about Muslims and stuff. He's literally enhancing the chance that there's issues in public. Anybody who goes around disrespectful. See, the thing is, some people can get mad at my opinions, but I don't disrespect because I come from an old school mentality. So I don't say anything in these videos that I wouldn't say in person to you. So I don't make a habit of like going out of my way to be disrespectful to people. Of course, some people don't like my opinion. That's what it is. But I don't do it I'm still professional. You know, I give my thoughts, hit the record button, give my thoughts, hit the stop button, and I'm out. You know, edit it for you guys, the fans. Best in the business, and it's not even close. But Ryan Garcia, he's going out of his way to create conflict. I don't know if he's doing it for clicks. I don't know if he's on something. I don't really know what his deal is, but enough is enough. And like I said throughout this video, you know it's truly bad when his own parents, his mom and dad, they can't even co-sign what Ryan is doing. Now, again, I understand from a parent perspective, they're trying to look after their son. They see their son going off the deep end, crashing out. He's killing his brand. He's potentially messing up his money. He's young and he's saying all this craziness. So they're trying to stop the bleeding. But unfortunately, they should have instilled that in Ryan Garcia a whole long time ago because it's too late. He's a grown man. He's in the public eye. Your life is under a microscope. You're a celebrity. And you think you're going to walk around saying this crude and distasteful things to people and there's not going to be no consequences. And I'm not God, so it's not up to me to judge what those consequences are going to be. But I definitely believe in karma. That's why I believe you have to treat people righteous, you know, treat people right in your day-to-day, like open the door for people, common courtesies, thank yous. Ryan Garcia is living lawless. He's treating the internet like it's the Wild Wild West, thinking he can say anything he wants. I mean, he already tested positive for Ostarine. And here's the thing. He's claiming the tainted supplement angle, which is what I've said from the beginning. So that's his angle, but you're hurting your own angle if you're going off the tainted supplement. Hey, Dana White even said it was a tainted supplement, woom woom wompty, when you're showing your character and your character is a nasty, disgusting POS person talking about the N-word this, N-word this, F Muslims and this, that, and the third. Because now, as I always say on my channel, see, one thing you can't take away from Boxing Ego, I'm the king of consistency. I'm truly consistent. If you watch my channel for any length of time, one thing that I've always said is perception is reality. So you're trying to paint this narrative that you were set up and Scooter and this, that with the tainted supplement, which is plausible. But then when your personality is dirty, rotten, and you a scoundrel and you saying this, that, and the third, now people are looking at the character like, man, this sounds like somebody that would cheat. And that's where the perception is reality comes in. So Ryan Garcia, he's doing himself a disservice because even people who sided with him can't side with this because it's too over the top and it's disgusting. You know, you're talking about people's religion, you're talking about black people, which you try to copy and emulate, you know what I mean? And you lost to a black fighter, Gervonta Davis. So all in all, it's a bad look. I'll keep you guys updated. Ryan Garcia's parents, I'm glad at least they said something, but I fear they won't be able to help their son. He made his bed, he's on his own. You know, people are already judging it. The WBC expelled him from WBC events. Not that it mattered because he's already suspended. And when he's free to come back and fight, who knows what the WBC will say then. But I'm glad that the world is coming down on Ryan Garcia so he can do right and hopefully he has a wake-up call. And sometimes you have to lose everything to regain. I mean, listen to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson always talks about how he was, he was tripping. He was, when I was younger, after Cuth died, I was doing whatever. I got STD and I went in the fight, right? He was just living too crazy. And then Mike Tyson had to go to prison, had to go bankrupt, and all types of stuff. His whole world had to be turned upside down. And then now Mike is in that second chapter of his life and kind of calmed down or whatever. But this is just disgusting behavior from Ryan Garcia. And to be honest, nobody can save him, even his parents. They can't save him. You as an individual have to want to change. So it's really going to be dependent on Ryan Garcia. Does he want to make the proper changes? And to be honest, when you say too much, too fast, some people are going to hold it over your head forever. So you're already staining your legacy and your brand. He's young, so maybe he don't care. But at some point, it's going to get to a point where you wish you did things different. And that's how it always is. How many people, they let their prime pass them up, made horrible decisions, and then they regret it. See, my life, I don't live with regret. I get everything off my chest. I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. Of course, I make mistakes, but at the end of the day, you learn from your mistakes, you regroup, you get better, and you keep on trucking. And fortunately for me, I don't say stupid stuff. I'm not no teeny bopper Gen Z where I just say this crazy stuff for views and then the whole world turns on me because I'm talking about Muslims and blacks and races and gays. That's not me. I don't do that. I'm always professional. Y'all know what it is. Let me know what you guys think of Ryan Garcia fully crashing out. His parents don't even respect how he's been behaving. They're trying to clean it up, trying to nice it up, but too little, too late. Listen, if this is a true lawsuit, we'll see. We'll see what plays out. My thing is this: Ryan Garcia is crashing out crazy, and it's who wants to make the amount of money he's making and then give it up for stupid stuff? Like, it couldn't be me, bro. It can't be me. The money I make, I don't like middlemen. I don't like extra hands in the cookie jar. I'm not trying to just pay unnecessary things just because I can't stop tweeting on social media. And I think that's the problem with this new generation, Gen Z, is they treat everything like a game. I just seen somebody at a Walmart and he tried to punk a customer and steal the person. It was a prank to make it look like he was stealing the person's items from the electronics department or whatever as he was paying for it. And he's like, do something about it. And the dude was like, I'm licensed to carry. And the dude was about to up the blick, if you know what I mean, on dude. And he was like, no, it's a prank. He's like, nah, F that. I don't do all that TikTok and pranks and stuff. And literally, people are crashing out for views. People are crashing out for clout and doing all this extra stuff. Ryan Garcia, he's saying a lot of things about a lot of people. Logan Paul already decided that enough was enough and Ryan was defaming his business, and not just his business, but he has partners. They didn't like what Ryan was saying about Prime, so they filed a lawsuit. Now, according to Ryan Garcia, Jordan Plants filed a lawsuit. So Ryan is just potentially giving up free money. And even if you win some of these, and it's just like a waste of time. Like, I get it, he's suspended. I don't know what else he has to do, but I'm just not trying to be in court. If you guys have ever been to court, is not a fun place to be in. And you're just creating more work for your attorneys, your lawyers, your security. The reason I say the security is because at the end of the day, you're creating all these beefs with these people. And then when you see them in public, now you're increasing the threat level. So if I was Ryan Garcia's security detail and you see he's creating all this commotion, all these beefs with all these fighters and cliques and different people like that, I would ask for a raise, because now we gotta protect you and be your security detail, top flight security of the world, Craig. And you're starting stuff with everybody. So I really think someone needs to get in Ryan Garcia's ear. He's been on TMZ and getting arrested. He really should fall back. Beefing with Ishe Smith, he beefing with Caleb Plant, beefing with Sugar Sean O'Malley. It's just nonstop at this point. And then it's more money, more problems. Now, Ryan Garcia is young. He's a young man. He's 25 years old. He's a grown man. He could do whatever he wants. I'm just giving big brother advice like I always do in the boxing game. And I understand trolling. I understand trying to get clicks and build the brand, get people to follow you and all these types of things. I make money online too, right? For the last decade plus, my whole business has been online. You don't know ego to work a job. I haven't worked a job in many, many years, like a standard 9-to-5 job. You guys know that. I've been on YouTube and online businesses, right? So at the end of the day, I'm not with that, giving out free money. And then some of these fighters, what happens when you can't fight no more and then paychecks slow up and then you spent all this random money on attorney's fees and retainers and stuff, like dumb stuff, because you were beefing with Caleb Plant's wife for no reason. And the thing is, Ryan is tripping. You can't say all these things about Caleb Plant. I know Caleb Plant. He don't play about his family. You know, and he's a fighter. You've seen him slap Jamal Charlo, and he's in a higher weight class. I don't think Ryan cares. I'm not trying to take it there, but at the end of the day, people don't play about their family. Like, you got Ryan Garcia saying he's sleeping with people's wives and about to snail their wives and saying stuff about their mamas and stuff. A lot of people don't play like that. So I don't know how they get down to Victorville, but Ryan got to chill. Let me know what you guys think. If somebody should get in Ryan's ear and coax him out of this, whatever this is. Some people like it for the attention and the fame, but I think he's headed down a very cynical and dangerous path. And he still got the whole year on the sideline, so who knows what he'll get into. I just know we'll read a lot more about Ryan in the next year. That's what I truly feel. And I don't know if it's going to be good stuff.